Hello guys, how are you guys doing?
Hello everyone and welcome. We don't give guys time to come in, but anyway, we are starting something new and exciting because miracles do happen and dreams do come true.
Yes, they do.
And so, but anyway, today we're so grateful to learn something new with you guys, and hopefully we're gonna see where this goes. And so, yes, we'll say, hey, Erica, how are you?
Hi, Miss Erica, how are you doing?
How you doing, Miss Erica?
Join in.
Hello. Wave at you, girl. Anyway, today we're starting something new and fresh. And, I now have this senior that has graduated, and hey, yes, everyone that's coming in.
Hi, Miss Vicky.
Yes.
Hi, Miss Marzelle.
Yes.
Join in.
Yes. And invite your friends and your girlfriends and everything. And we're going to talk and chat and do everything else. Mom talk and
son talk.
And everybody.
Graduate talk. We're going to do all of that. A whole bunch of fun things going on.
Yes. And God is good. Let me just tell you that. So, Saturday was a big day and milestone for Daniel. Yay! So, thanks to everybody how that felt for you, even though you didn't look in the camera.
It was invigorating.
If you noticed, that Daniel did not look in the camera, I couldn't take a picture. You know how the graduates be lining up as they're coming in, or do they come out?
For all people, y'all graduated. I know some of y'all forgot to look in the camera. I know some of y'all look.
Hi, Carleatha.
It's like when we stood up, I was like, "Oh shoot, we standing up." Oh, then I got to you get to the part where you about to walk on the line. You get like the line that leads to walk on the stage. I'm like, oh Lord, and I didn't know for that moment, I did not notice that I forgot that my mom was standing right there. I mean. She literally sat where she was lined up with my rope.
I was on the ninth row with
as
him.
I was coming out, all I had to do was look forward.
And I could have snapped an awesome picture for you guys.
Yes, but thank you so much, Miss Erica. But I didn't look.
Hi, Mr. Heath.
I remember you, Mr. Heath. How you doing? Hi, Miss Kathy.
Yes.
Yes, I just forgot to look at the camera.
And the man on the side of me said, I had a family sitting with me. He said, he forgot. He said, he forgot to look at you. And I was like, that would be my son. I mean, he's just, maybe he's oblivious that this is graduation, But then he said he was so nervous.
I was so nervous, man.
Tell him how you felt once you sat down. That's when you really got...
Like, okay, look. Y'all gonna look at me a little crazy when I tell you that. Okay, so getting in the line and going up to the stage, all that leading up to the stage, I was getting real hot. And I was so nervous. My mom was everywhere, but I wasn't like shaking or anything. It's just, oh Lord, it's finna happen. I'm finna get my diploma. And then I get to the, when they call your name, like the man said, Daniel Emmett Hardin. And I just walked across. It wasn't no hesitation or anything. I just did what everybody else did. Shook the person who handed you the
But somehow you feel when you got to the seat.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I walk back to the seat and I get in the seat, right, and I sit and then I look down at my diploma case and I'm like, this is really a diploma in my hand. This really just happened.
Hey, Angie.
Alright, this really just happened. I really have a diploma, and I started getting shaky at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started getting shaky. Oh Lord, this is really a diploma in my hand. This is real.
Hey, Marilyn.
Mm-hmm. It's just, it was very, very great experience. Very, very, it's enlightening,
Mm-hmm.
that last, just to know you
hey, Charmaine,
on the last day of school, you feel like, okay, I'm done with high school, and people tell you, no, you're not done. Oh, thank you so much. Man, I was
Yeah,
close. When I was close, when I got the phone in my hand, I was like,
And I did not. I'm telling you, when I cried, people thought I was gonna cry during the graduation.
She cried before we
I
got in the
graduated
building.
before graduation, honey. We were outside. If you see on the video when I'm filming Daniel as he's going up the stairs of the mountain, that's when I just like I lost it.
Look, you can't do this here. Everybody around.
And it was like all these people. I literally just like lost, and the tears were just flowing. I'm trying to talk on the video, and I'm holding the camera. But as we were in,
once we got in, it was just a bunch of screaming and
I was just like, okay,
Lord,
this is happening. It's like when Daniel walked across the stage, I felt, hi Sonia and Dee Dee.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
It felt
she
so
knew
surreal.
It. She knew the word I was looking for. It was a very surreal
moment
experience. Yes.
And so that's what I kept saying to myself. I felt.
Now on to the next diploma.
Hey, let me talk. Hey, LaShonda, how are you? And congratulations, Jalen. We said congratulations. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I felt. Dee Dee says hello. I miss Dee Dee. And so I just felt relieved. It was like a big release just happened. It was like all this heavy weight that I have been carrying and everything. It's just like a release. Hi, Linda. And so it was just, I can't. Moms, Shonda, you kind of know what I'm talking about. And I just felt this release and this relief that Daniel graduated. And at night he went to project graduation. Honey,
so fun.
I went to sleep. It was just like, oh my God. Then the next day he came home for like about 4 hours, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
And he went to the beach in Galveston. See, guys, I've let go.
Like, that has never happened before. I've never been able to do that before. It felt so good to do it.
Yeah, it's first time he went with only teenagers. It was no adults.
Yes.
All teenagers.
You know how much fun that is.
And he enjoyed himself. And so I just told him, you got to check in. Hey, Sharon. You got to check in. Let mama know where you are, so because, they went through Houston. They supposed they went the ferryway. Well, they decided to take a ride through Houston. But had fun.
I had no
it was okay.
Impact on it.
It was okay. I just told him, make sure you just keep in touch with mom. Don't go 5 hours without letting me know.
Look, the dude said, I'm gonna pick you up at 12:50 when he called, and I was like, 12:50. I forgot to put my phone on the charge and everything else. So
not 12 at 12 o'clock. He called at 11.
Like he called at 11 something
and said, I'm here at 12.
I'm gonna be here at 12:50. And see, she said, "Good, continue to let him explore." See that?
Yeah. I'm doing that. Oh, I'm great, girl. But yeah, I have learned to let go. Even letting with his career and what he want to do. It feels good. Let me just tell you, hey Malcolm, how are you? It feels good to let go. It feels good that I am now letting Daniel be his own person and all of that. So, hey, that's how I feel. Let him go. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we want to keep the excitement going. But anyway, during this time of me, hey Yolanda.
Hi, Miss Yolanda. How you doing?
So, but anyway, yes, I have learned to let go and let God, and it feels great because I told you, many of you know I had, about with my never in my life have I ever experienced any kind of high blood pressure problem, any kind of real sickness. I've just been generally what you call a very healthy person, and I never take daily medications or anything like that. If I was underneath the doctor, like, what was it, 2 years ago, from stress, from my job. But for about 3 weeks, I was underneath some medication from the doctor. But that was about it. After that, it was all good. But this time, it's like all that, carrying all of that weight and the, things that we've gone through. Hi, Miss Lori.
Thank you, Miss Lori. Thank you so much.
And so, carrying all of that weight and that stress. Oh my God, I was always feeling fatigued, always feeling, stressed and overwhelmed, even, through all of that, going through, anybody gonna have to be depressed. You know, you don't think you are, and I didn't think I was. I was just telling them, let's pray, let's pray, let's pray. I didn't know what was going on. And did not know, guys, and, you know, having the anxiety of everything, you know, making sure my son was okay, making sure, thank you, Yolanda, good to see you too.
Yeah, it's very good to see you.
And we got to get together. So anyway, you know, just going through a lot caused me, my pressure just to shoot straight up. You know, didn't even know it. I almost was a walking zombie, but God. And let me just tell you, my ankles was just swelling out. This sudden weight gain. You know, I didn't know what was going on. I kept telling Daniel, Lord, I'm getting like my grandmother with these big legs and ankles. I didn't know what was going on. And all along, did not know that it was from the fluid that was building up in my body. Mm-hmm. And I just took a stance and just said, you know what? I'm going to do me. So that's why I tell you it's easy for me to let Daniel go. Because you know, as moms, we worry about our kids, you know, and I want him to graduate because, you know, Daniel was like pulling dead weight, guys. It was like, okay, you know, in his dealing with everything going on, you know, and his hormones and all of that, you know, it was like to keep my child motivated and everything. Oh my God, it was like pulling dead weight. So, you know, but we did it. God and I, you know, God number one, but God, we did this. And Daniel walked across that stage and that was the honor. And I just said, God, you know, just get me to that point that I see my son walk and, you know, I'm letting go. Mm-hmm. And I let go. So that's why, you know, hey, he free. He can go and he can do what he want to do just as long as he stay in respect lane. And, yes. Oh, definitely, hey, Yolanda. Daniel said the same thing.
I'm going to tag along on that.
And yes, I'm definitely gonna call you probably later on today, or tomorrow. We definitely need to get together for real. And so I love you for that, because then you even said that he said, "Mama, get Miss Yolanda to be your workout partner." And so I do. I need that. And so anyway, you know, God has just been showing us things to do, but the miracles that God has been performing. Everybody know I had my first speaking engagement as an inspirational motivational speaker. That was awesome. I can tell you a little bit about that. You know, when the lady inboxed me, you know, doing our videos, that's how she seen it. And you never know who's watching you, you know. And so, you know, that was awesome. I had no idea that I was speaking to that large of a crowd. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, I have no idea. Hi, Cousin Clyde. I'm thinking I'm speaking to maybe like 50, 75 people, and it's like 300. Yep. So that was awesome. I love it. That's what I want to do. So anybody, people that want, you know, inspirational motivational speaker, Kenya Shields, I would love.
Cousin Clyde, how you doing?
I'm your girl, you know. So anyway, but you know, just getting to the point about my health, you know, back to that. That was something, you know, that stress. Always, you know, taking care of everybody else, making sure they were good. And then I looked around and said, wait a minute, Carleatha, you're not good. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I knew things were something was wrong with my body. And it's hard to tell people there's something wrong with you because you see, like, look at my face. I look like I'm just a picture of health. But I was looking like this, and I couldn't explain what was going on with me. While I always felt this fatigue. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, watch your health, because I didn't even know. Yes, I always felt tired. I felt like, I told my son, like the age of a person that's retiring. All of a sudden, this was just how my body was just getting, like, I was just feeling worn through the stress, through everything that we've gone through. You know, when you've had trauma, you know, it's going to affect your body, mind, soul, and spirit.
Yes, it is.
And so it was affecting me in ways, you know, sometimes I wanted to stay kind of isolated to myself. Didn't want to deal with a lot of things with people around. Hi, Erica. How are you?
Hi, Miss Erica. How you doing?
And so it was just a lot that was feeling. I always feel, you know, that overwhelmness, like, oh Lord, how we gonna do this? How we gonna do this? And not knowing, just shooting my pressure just up. And my highest pressure was 163 over 104. Mm. And if you've seen the pictures on my Facebook page, if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see how big my ankles were. And the ankles would go down, but they would go back up. You know, the ankles with the swelling would go down, last for maybe like 2-3 days. If I stand on my feet long or the wrong shoes, you know, many of you know that for 21 years I stood on my feet. It's been 30 years, but for 21 years I stood on my feet. But it's not 30 years yet. It's 28 years that I've been in the hair industry.
That's 28.
But for 21 years, I stood strong, solid on my feet. I mean, that's basically all I did. I wasn't doing the writing or, now the speaking and the cooking and all of that. I cooked at home. But it was just a hair business for 21 years. Mm-hmm. And so that took effect on me and didn't even realize it. But, sometimes I feel like this here, you guys, sometimes it's God's way of shifting us, bringing us into something else. And it's going to go into what Daniel's going to speak on today. But notice the signs that are going on. Mm-hmm. Ankles are not supposed to be big. That is not a good sign. Hi, Miss Linda. Your ankles are not supposed to be big. Linda. But I did not know that God had given me the tools, and was connecting me with people that would help me bring that I would say rapid healing. When I went to emergency room, they were just, what are you doing? And I had my snacks. I'm in the emergency room with my snacks and everything. They were like, the nurse practitioner, she's like, your pressure high, but you letting us see what your feet look like before. The nurse practitioner was just so amazed. She was like, keep doing what you're doing. Drop that stress. Keep you on the right track. Lose the weight. She said, and I'm going, I'm not claiming I'm being on pills, but they just write a 30-day supply. And I'm just like, if God healed me like this, I'm not going to be on pills long. And so, they'll tell you, we got a schedule up here. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to be, we're going to start coming on earlier. But anyway, I have to exercise. That's why, Yolanda, I definitely want to exercise with you. Because let me just tell you something. Take care of you. I know a lot of times as people, we feel like time. We got time, everybody. Hi, Queen. Hi, Shaylin.
Oh, hey, sis.
And so,
how you doing?
We feel like we don't have time. Everybody you gotta have this done by, and that was another thing that was pressuring me was, when you've been in a situation that Dan and I was in, I felt like I had to get everything done so quick. When God was saying no, and I was like, being the overachiever and trying to get everything done, not knowing it was taking a toll on my body. And, that's why I tell people today, and I pray everybody learn from me. Don't live in the limitations of what other people expect you to do. Live in what you know you can do. If you're doing the work, because faith without work is dead. Keep doing it. Eventually, they'll see what you've been doing behind the scenes. Everybody ain't gonna see what you're doing behind the scenes, but it's all gonna show. And so, I was like, I always not realizing, worrying about what other people think I'm not doing, and I know what I was doing. Me and Daniel, we came from rock bottom, and so to get everything, they come from the dead to where we were, it took a lot of work that a lot of people couldn't see or know. And so I would feel like I had to do this by this time, do this by this time, do this by this time. And I was always racing behind the time. And Dean would always be telling me through prayer that, Mama, you have time. And I'm like, no, I got to get this done by this date. And God was like, okay, I'm about to slow you down. I'm going to allow things to happen to slow you down. And, I thank God for that. And so while we were in prayer, the Holy Spirit began to give Daniel things that would help me. And I just told Daniel, I said, you need to share this. You need to share this with the world because people need to hear what I needed to hear to help me. After I released the dead weight, releasing my child, releasing, taking care of me first, and making sure I'm good, my health good, just like they teach you on the plane. You got to put the oxygen mask on you first, and then you can take care of others. Well, I was just like poorly taking care of me. You know, you had put the makeup on so people think you're all right. And you think you're all right. Oh, I just need to get some rest. I can keep going. But you only have one life. And it's precious. Love you enough to take care of you. And so with that, I want Daniel to share what he learned through our situation.
So yeah, we're gonna step into the title of this segment, and that is "Time is on your side." You know,
and if we have to have part 2, we will, because we don't want to be on long.
If we do, yeah. But you ask, what do I mean? You know, of course you heard that before, but what do I mean by that? But
what do you mean by
what
what?
I say by time is on your side. Time is something humans have manipulated. You know, us as humans, we manipulated. You know, we created our own definition of time. You know, God's time and our time are totally different things. They have totally different definitions. They have totally different forms, different formats. You know, they're not the same. You know, they're on two completely different sides of the spectrum. Our time has stipulations, it has deadlines, it has, you know, it causes stress, it causes pressures, it causes a whole lot of things that God did not intend time to do to his people. Time with God is limitless. It doesn't have no stipulation, it doesn't have any deadlines, it doesn't have, you know, any pressures, it doesn't cause any stress. You know, time, you know, back in the day, when I say back in the day, I'm talking about in the Bible day, all people knew was, okay, the sun come up, it's got to be, you know, it's time for day. And okay, the sun going down, it's time for night. As humans, you know, sin stepped into the world. Let me go back. Let me go way back to the very beginning. Okay. In the beginning, okay, God created, you know, he created the heavens and the earth and all the animals and all the different, you know, forms and structures and mountains and all that, you know, nature. And he created a man and a woman, which was Adam and Eve. Okay. You know, Adam and Eve were brought into this, you know, born into this garden called Eden. Okay. The Garden of Eden, you know, it was paradise. And there was no time, you know, involved in Eden. Of course, it was a day and night, but there was no, okay, this got to be done by 8 o'clock. This got to be done by, you know, make sure you get up in the morning, you know, go to Walmart. No, none of that. You know, you want some food, go and pick you an apple or banana or whatever off the tree. You know, there was no stress. They had no stress. They had no pressures. They were just living. And if we were created in God's image, and let me explain that, some people don't fully take that into account, what that means that we were created in God's image. Okay, God is an eternal life form, right? Right?
Yes.
He's eternal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if we were created in his image, what does that mean? We were supposed to be what? Eternal. Which means immortal. Which means we were supposed to live forever. Everybody born lives forever. And you know, I know you guys don't go too far into the science. Okay, so do you stop aging it? Well, no, I don't know. All I know is we were all supposed to live for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, possibly forever. How you would look and how you would, you know, age and all that, I don't know. All I know is you wouldn't have no sickness. You wouldn't have no disease.
Mm-hmm.
So if you did die, you know, it would be from very, 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 very old age. Or you had to kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? You did something to cause yourself to die.
Mm-hmm.
So, going back, if we were supposed to live forever, how did that stop? Okay, Eve got, tricked by the enemy, that snake, and sin stepped into the world, and that's where humans, we just went left, some of us stay on the path with God, some of us didn't, some of us got influenced by the world and this and that, and time became everything that God created. Humans took it and made it their own self because they had stepped away from God. So you no longer had that strong connection with God anymore. Because once Adam and Eve got kicked out the garden, everything that God tried to keep from. That's why He had them guarded in Eden. Everything He tried to keep from them, which was death, disease, sickness, cheating, all this lying, all this sinful things. Adam and Eve, they brought that. That's what they, with their sinful act caused a bunch of sins to step into the world. Therefore, humans had to create things, they didn't have to create in the beginning. They didn't have to. So therefore, since we're, basically on our own, for some people who are on our own because you didn't know God or your parents stepped away from God, so you didn't grow up knowing Him, you had to create your own things, like time.
Wow.
You had to make schedules, and life gets a whole lot harder, and
because now you got to work for it.
Now a whole bunch of pain comes, and all this other stuff. Everything leads back to time. All these sins, ladies and gentlemen, it leads back to time. Look at everything nowadays has a time to it. I don't care what you do, there's a time to it. You want to go buy something, you have to go buy something when that store is open. Because it's only open for a what?
Certain amount of time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, we ain't supposed to be wearing clothes. Anyway, Adam and Eve were naked in the Garden of Eden. All this wasn't supposed to be here, You don't have to worry about any of this. So now we spend a whole lot more money than we would have spent back in the day. Think about it, back in the day, I don't even think we would have even had a currency if Adam and Eve would have stayed in that garden. There would have been no currency. It's just
because everything was free.
Everything pretty much free.
It was provided for you.
Yes, God provided everything.
Wow.
Straight from heaven for you. Food, no price. Haircut, I don't know. You just ask God for it. God, I want this haircut. I don't know. But
wow, that's
I don't
awesome.
think you even be worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays, everything is so sensitive. Everything is so, you gotta look like this if you want this girl. If you want this guy, you gotta dress like this. You gotta have your body like this. When nobody would have been fat, nobody would have been overweight. Mm-hmm. Nobody would have been out of shape, It would
have been perfect.
No, and
I wouldn't have.
It all goes into there would have been
sickness.
no mental illnesses for anybody. It means people who have kids with autism, people who have autism, all these different mental, you wouldn't have had that. You all were going to be born perfect.
Good. Everything got
No, we would not all look the same. We all come in different. Some people, yes, would have been bigger than some people. Mm-hmm. But you're full of muscle. You're not full of fat. You're full of muscle. So you're muscly big. You know what I'm saying?
I know, Erica. It's deep for me
it's
too.
Deep. And that's why it's so powerful. Because you think about it, everything has a time to it. Certain things don't last. So I don't care what there is nothing you can bring to me. Well, this doesn't have a time to it. Yes, it does. I bet you I will find
Clothes
anything.
Even have a time because they only last a certain amount of time.
You can't. You grow out of it, or
think of that.
Everything now has a time to it. The hair eventually gonna grow back. Time to get another haircut. See, there's nothing now that doesn't have a time to it.
Awesome.
It's time for you to buy another TV. Time for you to buy another car. Time for you to buy another house. You don't upgrade. If you don't want to buy another house, it's time for you to upgrade your house. Time for you to buy this. Time for you to buy that. So tell
them about what you was like how people put the time on you, the pressure.
Yes. Okay. So people who've been in similar situations as us, or not even similar, close to where it has to be some kind of pressure was put on you, right? So let's say we'll take it into bills. Is that a good example?
I don't know where you're going with it. So you just tell me.
Let's say you have a certain. I don't want to use bill. I just use this. You have a certain deadline for something to be paid. If you staying with somebody gave you a deadline to get out their house. Therefore, that's on your mind all the time. Okay, I have what? I'll make up something. I have 3 months before I have to get out of this person's house. I don't care what you do. You waking up every day thinking, I got this much amount of time left to get out of this person's house.
I understand.
Meaning you waking up, I gotta go to work, I gotta do this and that, I gotta make sure I get this amount of money, I gotta make sure I do this and get this in order because I gotta get out of this person's house in 3 months.
This bill is due by this date.
Bill is due by this date. And
the pressure, that's what he's talking about. All these pressure.
And all time, humans' creation of time, what we took and, we changed it.
Or we got to be married by a certain time.
Yeah.
Or
when people, back in the day, once you got about a certain age, which today we think is, ridiculous, or it's what's another word? Inappropriate to get married at. People getting married at that age back in the day.
What that age? You never said the age.
People were getting married at 14 back in the day. Having kids at 14, 13. Whenever in a woman the eggs started forming, the eggs were able to be accessible and the guy's sperm is able to be, able for use. Pretty much around time people back in the day got married. And humans have now made it so hard to not sin when it was so easy back in the day not to sin. Now we created, okay, you should be getting married by this time. Some people don't even want to get married because, I don't know, the time they got to be with that person.
I think one of the reasons that people have put that stipulation because of sin, we've shortened time. Like the life span. Yeah. So
and all these creations that we made is destroying the earth. So we look at, what can we do to? That's why technology is advancing so much. What can we do to hurry up and, what can we all get done by this amount of time that we have left?
You were speaking on earlier about the time you didn't get to the point of when you were saying about, say about the pressure, that time being, you have those pressures.
Okay.
Where were you going with that?
What I mean by that is, let me finish that. You get these pressures, right, from somebody putting a time on you. Either to have something paid, either be out by this time, you got to do this by this time. Say those times are sometimes what you think impossible. What starts happening to you? What happened to you? Pretty much happened to my mom. You start, your blood pressure starts going up. All these different, your body starts, reacting to this because it's on your mind. And once it's on your mind, once it stays long enough on your mind, it goes to your heart. And that's what you don't want. That's where it gets bad. It's already bad enough here because you can't think straight. You got all these different deadlines and times to make in your mind, and how I'm going to do this in this amount of time. You're constantly thinking about that. So now your mind's in disarray. And let's say, sometimes you go into depression, sometimes you go into, that's how people lose their minds, Think about how do people, hello, Mr. Daryl.
Cousin.
Oh, Cousin Daryl, I'm sorry, I didn't see the well. This is what makes people want to sin. They go out and steal, they go out and rob somebody, because they know that I can't get this money by this time. My family has to eat or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Well, I want this house, I want this, I want that. Because, now we only have a certain amount of time on this earth. The world has put so much pressures on you. You gotta do this, 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 and this, and that by you this age. In order to have an enjoyable life, you gotta have all this done. When we were supposed to what, Mom? Spend a lifetime doing some of the stuff we doing, and hopefully some people make it over 80. If you in the proud make it to 100, and you hear somebody, it shouldn't have to be like that. When you hear somebody's 100 and something, you get so surprised. I'm like, wow, how do you?
And another thing to bring it back to what he was saying, if you notice in what he said, how we put so much rush on time, we were talking about earlier, is David. When God called David, anointed him to be king, he was a young man.
Young boy.
And so then, but when he actually became king,
how old do you think
it was
this man
20-something, 30-something years later.
He was about what, 40?
He was around my age, 40, or a little younger. 50? He was around my age. So I don't know the exact age, but when he was probably don't overtalk me. When he was like a little younger, when he was like he had to been like in his 40s or something like that, maybe, or early 40s. But he, I've heard different pastors say different time frames, but it's years later. It's 20, 30 years later that he's now king, meaning that we think once something happened. I'm using that example, and I'll give another example so then you can understand me. When the angel told Sarah that she would have the child, it was 20-something years later when Joseph, had the dream until it actually came to pass. It was years later. Exactly. But we like to put, we allow people, what they say or what, their timing and
this world system
to put this time on us. And I'm just on this world system. I'm like people. So I'm going to narrow it down to people. We allow what they say to put this time on us. And God said, it takes time. When you're asking God for miracles, and I'm saying all of this because my miracles didn't happen like what you see. Yes, my healing came fast, but I had, since 2009, been creating the seasoning. My own, just for me. Not something I had planned to package or anything, just because I wanted to cook healthier from what I was raised on. Want to cook better, so my chemistry wheels. I'm a scientist at heart. I love the science and chemistry side of what I love to do. So I'm an undercover nerd. I know I don't look like, but I am. But I wanted to create something that was heart healthy, not knowing that years later, let's fast forward to 2018, 9 years later, that would be for me. And for my miraculous healing. See how long it took? I've been saying, since 2009 again. When when God called me to, to speak and to write. And, and have an encouraging ministry. Hi, Angie. How are you? And so, Angie, it was like it didn't just happen overnight. It took time. Everybody's time is different. God doesn't, just because you got married or somebody got married at 25, don't mean that was going to be for me. Or because somebody got wealthy in a year or two, that don't mean it's going to happen for you. And so we allow what they say to put time on us. And that's how the pressures happen. That's what Daniel's speaking on, how the pressures happen.
It is put into everything, People say you have to have this amount of education by 18. when back in the day, people spend lifetimes learning stuff. You know, some of the things we learning now. You know, the world seems that we have
the world is more advanced.
Of course, the world's more advanced, so you have to know a lot more things.
Yeah,
now.
And we're not saying that you take the lazy route.
Yeah,
no.
We saying
it's just that don't put that pressure.
Schools now cram, and you wonder why some people fail. Schools now cram a whole bunch of stuff for you to learn in these 12 years. And some of the stuff you don't need. I'm telling you right now. Y'all, some of the stuff you do not need. And you get older. And you got this education. And you go out and work. And you're not even using the stuff you learn. So all this other... what I'm saying is... You could have spent that time learning something that would help you in your life. When you learning stuff that's pretty much never going to use. That's not who you want to be. You don't want to be a scientist. I mean, sir, you should learn some basic sciences because it's how you should live life. But all this other stuff that...
If it's not pertaining to your field.
If it's not pertaining to your field, why are you learning it? You know? Of course, it's nice to know about it. You know? For some people who are those, strong education people. But for some people who, okay, I want to write. I want to write.
It takes time to develop.
It takes time. Why would you cram a whole bunch of science and math and all that when you could spend that time learning write? That's a whole lot of knowledge you could be learning how to write, how to do all this other writing.
So what you're basically saying is everybody, it's God's time. I mean, it's like the only way you're going to know what your time to do something is God. The scripture says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness,
and all these things will be added to you."
In His timing.
Yes, we are living by humans' time instead of living by God's time, which is limitless. It has no stress. It has nothing. Mm-hmm. You aren't supposed to be worrying about, I need this by this time, and
because they have that time. Well, and a lot of times it's because, as they say, I'm gonna say in the 2018 version, we trying to keep up with the Kardashians. If we more or less stayed in our lane,
exactly,
and let what God wanted come to us in His timing,
we worry too much.
We wouldn't worry
what other people have and what they doing, and
allow them to influence us.
Oh, because they're young and they're millionaires means, I'm supposed to be young and be a millionaire. Don't worry about that. If God wanted you to be a millionaire at a young age, man, you would.
Everybody has a different time.
Everybody's a different time. And it's not all that great anyway. You see how much they go through.
Well, I wouldn't say it's not that great. It's what they chose to do.
What they chose
Life
to
is
do.
a choice.
See, what I'm saying is,
Carleatha,
they are rushing
Cameron.
Their wealth, and you see the lives that they're living, and
they're living under pressure.
Living under pressure.
Yes,
they're not very, very healthy people. I can tell you that right now.
No, they're not.
Their minds are not in a very good state. You know that. Look at Kanye.
Hey, don't call our name.
I'm sorry, but it's not worth it to be going through all that stress just to say, I'm wealthy at this age, or I have this much education at this age.
Hi, Catherine.
When you look at it, that's how a lot of people aren't living that long now. Because you pushing all this time on me.
Pressure.
And this pressure on me. Mm-hmm. And then, once you've done, you work so hard in your younger age, you get, you can't do nothing.
You can't even enjoy it.
You can't enjoy what you have.
Mm-hmm. Because you've been, let's just say, people put that pressure on you, and you can't stay focused on what it is that you really want to do.
Yeah, the world is put.
And so I was always focused on, with me, especially when life happened, and you always take care of other people, or making sure, I wouldn't say just taking care of them, but make sure they're good. Then when it's your time, hey, what about me? And so, but it's like that time that people, we try to live in what they say, well, you should have this done by 3 months. You should have this done by this time. That's pressure that God said, no, it's in my timing.
Yep.
Don't let somebody be a God to you where it's like, Well, if you don't have this by this time, he's a provider. Whatever he got, he gonna provide. So maybe it is just a season time with this person, or let's just say, bills due. Hey, bills come, bills go. Whatever it is that's causing pressure in your life, don't let people put pressure on you. Is what we're saying. Don't even allow yourself to put pressure on you. Some people go to college and it take them 4 years. They're out. Some people it's 8. Whatever time, because life happens to everybody. You may have certain things that go on in life that causes it's not that it's delayed. It just wasn't time for you to finish in 4 years, and it's okay.
It's not God's time for you.
And a lot of times what we have to understand, it's okay that you didn't graduate in 4 years and your friends graduated in 4 years. And most of our friends graduate married at 25. I'm still not married, and I'm okay. I mean, it got to me. I don't think I didn't go through it, but I'm at that point where, okay, well, hold on. And my son said, Mama, you still young. You still look young.
You can't think about think about it in a negative. Like,
yes.
Oh, I'm going to miss out. No. If God meant for you to have this,
He's going to keep His promise.
He's going to keep His promise.
He's going to keep His promise.
And you can't think about, well, how much time am I going to have with that?
Well, we go back to Sarah. Go back to what Sarah is saying. Sarah, the promise didn't, all her friends had babies.
Yeah.
And she was beyond the age of childbearing years. Yeah. And she gave birth to a baby in her late age. Come on now.
Like grandma age.
When she was 90 something years old.
90 something years old.
So
now, if you look at that, she 90 something years old having a baby. When that's about 40 years past. And nowadays, it's about 40.
No, 40, 50.
40, 50 years
past. Janet. Okay, because I'm done.
That's about 40, 50 years past the, time when your eggs start to,
okay.
So they start to alleviate.
But anyway.
And that tells us, why should we be living by this?
By other people's time.
Other people's time.
Yeah.
If God said...
Because He's going to... We're going to sum this up because we don't want it to be too long today. But what we're saying is, live in God's time. Not man-made time. If things not going, the way it need to be, God, wherever you are, or whatever it is you got to do, God going to provide. Know that God is... Yes. Abraham was old too.
All the people in the Bible were old when they got what God had for them.
What God's been showing, we're going to do this tomorrow too. Because what God's been showing us, stop living in other people's time. That's tomorrow's topic. So we're gonna end that because tomorrow we got more on this. The Holy Spirit is opening up this. Angie, we would like for you to come back in, Angie. We'll invite you in.
Yes, because I promise you, this is why... This is why humans are going through a lot of things right now.
Stop living other people's time.
Stop creating your own thing. Your own, making time, your own thing. Just live by
enjoy life.
And I promise your life be so much easier. You would enjoy it.
Yes.
You'll be able to enjoy what you have. And, we think about too much.
Yes.
As humans, we think about
too
much. And that's why...
we stressed out
and
have anxiety, depression.
That's why we put deadlines on ourselves. Lord. Our goals and our dreams and our visions should not have deadlines to them.
Live free. Enjoy life. Don't worry about what other people have. You haven't got your mansion yet. It's coming. You're not dead. So it's coming. Hey, Sarah was old, right? And you said Abraham too. So you and Derek gonna have still have your mansion.
God promised him he'd be the father.
In His timing. Yeah. And so, God is He's been beginning to say, stop living off of other people's time. They give you a deadline, I'm going to provide something else. If you haven't gotten a car yet, or how, like me and Dean, we still need our own home, still need our own car. And His vehicle too. So we believe in God for everything.
Yes.
So, but God say, in my timing, look where you come from. It's miracles that we are here where we are today. And so I'm just learning every day to live in God's timing. And that has been the whole breakthrough that, I've seen how God is performing the miracles in my life. is that, wait, this happened in God's timing. You know, I would have wanted Daniel to catch on quicker and not go through things that he's gone through, but it was in God's timing. You know, all I had to do was remember, faith without work is dead. Keep doing what I know I need to do as a mom. Dang, graduated. Keep doing what I knew to do. Immediately when I came in agreement with what God's plan for my life, you shaking my leg. God's plan for my life, the healing, it's just like, it amazed me. I mean, my swelling is totally gone. It is, and I mean,
look at that.
They can't see it.
People say there's supposed to be a time
that
swelling
to go down like that.
That swelling went down in what? How long?
10 days.
10 days.
10
now,
days.
I want y'all to go look up major. This was major swelling.
Yeah, major. It normally takes people years.
She had red lines.
No, red lines, red marks.
Yeah, red marks.
And guess what, Angie? The marks that was on my leg. You know, my friend that's a nurse. She said, "Clark, what would you think the next step was going to be for you?" It was wounds. Those blood vessels were going to pop through my skin, and those were going to be wounds. That's why they call it the Wound and Care Center. That's where I would have been going.
Yeah.
But God said no. Because I had already been developed. All I had to do was get an agreement, drop the dead weight, drop stress, worry about Carleatha, because, you know, I'm going to take care of Carleatha, and learn to take care of me and love me for me. Love me the way God wants. And not be worrying about grown people. And I was just like, because that's just Carleatha, you know, who I got to take care of you. And God, no! Do what I asked you to do.
Miracles.
Mm-hmm.
Miracles. God performs miracles. They don't go by human time. Think about it.
No.
If it went by human time, then it wouldn't be a miracle anymore.
Yeah.
It would just be a healing.
Mm-hmm.
Just okay. You know, they say when you break a bone, it takes 8 weeks to heal that bone. Now, if God healed that bone in 2 weeks, what does that say?
Yeah. So, but anyway, tomorrow we'll be back. This time he's out of school, so I don't have to worry about certain things.
I promise you guys, we will be more consistent now. Yeah. I'm out of school. My graduation's over. You know,
getting ready to go to LIT.
But that's not going to, really affect us going on.
No, because I will not be helping him with that. Okay,
exactly.
He's on his own.
So, and it feels so great.
Yeah.
So,
with that being said, we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining in with our segment, Celebrate Your Life. This has been about time.
Time is on your side.
Time is on your side. Know that time is on your side. Take that pressure out of your life and know that time is on your side. This is Daniel and Carleatha. We signing off and we love you. Have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow.